How's it going? I am Austin. I am the independent developer who is making Stuff, which is a relatively new to-do list app for iPhone and iPad. And I'm very excited to show you today some of the new features that we have coming out in the next week. And this is all part of Stuff version 2.2. They'll come out with iOS 26, which releases next week, and are dependent on that. So you'll have to have iOS 26 to have these features. A couple of these features, just heads up, you have to have an iPhone 15 Pro or above. Specifically the first two features that we talk about. So that's just due to the fact that it uses Apple Intelligence on your device. It should work with most iPads, but for iPhone, you do have to have iPhone 15 Pro or 16 or above. So that's just our quick caveats, but let's get right into it. Honestly, this is a huge update, so I really hope you like it because I've spent a ton of time trying to get this right. So here we go. Let's dive into it. The first new feature you're going to see if we look at Stuff, I'll kind of throw it up here so you can see it, is going to be this new design. Okay, so pretty familiar design overall, I'd say, but there are some new elements. We've got these liquid glass elements up here, so you see that new menu, very cool. All of that is thanks to the beautiful design of Apple. And we've also got liquid glass all over the place. Plus button, you see that looks a little differently down here. Overall, just kind of a cool new design for iOS 26. Okay, but let's jump into this first new feature. This is one that is dependent on Apple Intelligence, and it's called Listen Mode. This was born out of the desire for me to just kind of talk to Stuff and let it create tasks. Since then, I found that a lot of other people on the beta of Stuff have really enjoyed using this, which is exciting. Listen Mode works like this. I'm going to come in to add a task. You can see that there's this new little microphone icon right here. So to show you what Listen Mode does, I'm just going to kind of demo it, and then you'll kind of get the idea here. And now notice how I don't really have to talk with specific language. I can just kind of talk to Stuff. All right, let's watch this. Remind me to get the car washed tomorrow, to wash the dog today, and to write in my journal. Okay, so I'm just going to say all of that. And then, yeah, exactly. Great. It did it great. It's just gonna automatically create tasks based on what I say. Okay, so it says wash the dog. That little star means that it's for today. Wash the car tomorrow. So it got that. And then write in journal. And you can see that it doesn't include any of those filler words that I added in, right? Because I was just talking, brainstorming out loud. This is also really, really great if you're like looking through for groceries, for example, in your fridge. Remind me to get milk, need some eggs, it looks like. Okay, I need some cheese. Stuff is gonna just listen to you, and then it's going to add all of those tasks for you. Now, the great thing here is that I can also change these, so let's say wash car. Okay, I did say tomorrow, but technically my deadline for this is next Saturday, so I'm going to change that. And you can change any of this. You can do tags, you can add your dependency, you can make it a repeating task. You can change all of that before you actually add it. So then I'll just hit the add button right here. It's going to add all those tasks. So that's how Listen Mode works. Really, really excited about that. That is for Extra Stuff members. If you want to try it out and you are not on Extra Stuff, there is a free trial. And also, if you've already used that, just let me know. I will also be handing out some codes that you can use to activate Extra Stuff for a year. So let me know about any of that. Okay, next up, Scan Mode. Now, I'm somebody who kind of has all kinds of little sticky notes and stuff all over his desk. So this is just kind of how I brainstorm and project things. So like this is a new feature, right, that we just implemented for Stuff, and to implement it, I just kind of write everything out. So I've got all these sticky notes and stuff here. Now, the great thing is that this helps me to brainstorm. The bad thing is then it's not in Stuff. So it's not synced up with my other tasks. It's not using all the features of Stuff like dependencies, and it's not in my right lists. And it's also not in my adventure log. When I go back to look at a day, it's not tracking towards my stats, and I can't, see what was actually done on that day because I'm keeping track of all of it physically and in Stuff. So this was born out of the feature for me. And so I'll show you how Scan Mode works. I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to press the camera icon. It'll just prepare it. Okay, and now we're in Scan Mode. So we got this camera right here in Stuff, which is kind of cool. You can see all my tasks, stuff that I have to do here. You can see Stuff over there. But for example, I'll just grab this one right here. So this is something that I need to do. This is something that I wrote down this morning. I've got to do the dishes, go and walk around my journal. So I'm just going to focus this by tapping on it just like that. And then I'll tap to take a picture. And now this is going to read through that and just create those tasks right within Stuff. I can edit it, if I misspelled it while I was writing it down. Let's say I want to do all the dishes. And it's as simple as that. So scan mode is great for all kinds of things. If you're like me and you write things down, a lot of people use the UgMonk daily cards. You can scan those and import them into stuff. If you're a student and you have like a curriculum that's given to you with all of the things that you need to do, you can just scan that entire page and import it into stuff, split up into tasks and cutting out all of the irrelevant stuff. So really, really nice. I would love to see how you're using this and let me know because, that stuff gets me excited. Obviously, I've spent months doing this and I would love to see how you're using it. That's scan mode. Okay, there's a lot of other features. To show you those, let's go to the desk right here. Okay, now there are a lot of new features that I want to show you that are part of stuff, but to kick it all off, let me show you one of our most requested features, which is called natural language processing. So what does this mean? Well, let me just make this simple and show you what that means. So I'm just going to type go on a walk. And now I know that I want to do this on Sunday, so I'm just going to say on Sunday. Now notice, as soon as I type on Sunday, I'm going to get the suggestion right here in this little toolbar that says tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday. So I'm just going to tap that. Now it's automatically going to update my plan on the task. Now this is awesome and you can use it for all kinds of things. I could even say like next Friday, for example. It'll automatically know that. I could even say in 4 Fridays if I'm really planning out my future walks. Right there, October 3rd. Now beyond just typing dates, I can also type lists and tags. So I have a tag called personal and I want to group this in with my personal things. So I'm just going to type personal and you can see that it automatically recommends the tag right there. I also have a space called personal, so it's recommending that. I'm just going to tap my personal tag and you can see that it's added that right there. Same thing with lists. So this specifically, I want to do it while I'm in New York. So I have a list called NYC bucket list. I'm just going to type that in. It automatically recommends my list. So that's how that works. Natural language processing. You can type in automatically a date, the tags, or the list or space that you want to add this task to, and it's automatically going to suggest those things. So hopefully you spend less time digging through menus. Okay, the next great feature is simply sorting tasks. So you can see that sometimes tasks kind of get out of order here. So I have like this task, which is for Sunday, but I've got this task that's for tonight at 6 p.m. And then I've got this task, which is just at any time today. Well, now I can quickly organize these. I'm just going to tap the action menu up here, and then I'm just going to tap sort. When I do that, it's automatically going to sort them. So tasks with times will automatically go according to their time. All of your tasks with plans are going to go into the bottom in order of the plan. And you can do this on any kind of list. It can be a very long list with 100 or more tasks. And you can just come up here, tap sort. It's automatically going to sort all of them out and kind of bring some organization into the chaos that sometimes becomes stuff, just as like a dumping ground for all of your tasks. I love this feature. I know that it's a small one, but I personally use this multiple times a day, sometimes just out of habit, just to make sure the list is sorted. So I hope you love it as much as I do. Okay, the next new feature I want to show you is really, really handy for people who add a lot of links or phone numbers or directions or flight numbers into their tasks. And that is simply this little button right here on the right. Now, if you can see that, that's a link icon. So what that means is that within this task somewhere, I have a link. So right here, I've got apple.com. I can automatically open that by tapping the link now. And then the other thing I can do is all of my tasks with links will simply show this on our little hole punch right here. And I can tap that and it'll give me the option to open the website right from there. This is great for when I want to watch the Apple event next week. If you want to call somebody, a phone icon is going to show up here. And if you have an address somewhere in your task, a map icon will show up here and it'll automatically direct you to that location. So those are just some contextual buttons that hopefully help you move around stuff a lot quicker and help you action upon your tasks. Okay, another new feature that hopefully you find really handy is a new launch screen and stuff. So this is only going to show up when you launch stuff for the first time. So if you exit it completely and then it brings you back to your home screen and I open up stuff, you're going to see this cool new launch screen. Now, one of the great things about the launch screen is actually what's shown across the bottom. So let me show you that again. And you can see right here on the bottom is going to give you little hints. There are over 40 different hints to learn about stuff. These have a bunch of different details that I've added into stuff over the last couple of years. There are a lot of features probably that you're not even taking advantage of because you just don't know they're there. So hopefully these hints kind of help you to start using stuff more to its full capacity. And I really am excited for you to discover some things that you didn't know about before. Okay, and beyond that, there are some other little features such as you don't actually have to sign into stuff to start using stuff. So you can just start using stuff right away, which is really exciting. In addition, there is now a new lifetime option to stuff. So if you don't want to pay for a subscription on a monthly or annual basis, you can now just buy stuff straight out one time and own it for the rest of your life, including all of the new features that come to extra stuff in the future. Okay, so that is Stuff version 2.2. I hope you agree with me. It's a really big update. I hope it's some things that you are going to use. A lot of them have been really highly requested. So we've got listen mode, we've got scan mode, we've got natural language processing, we've got the new launch screen with hints, teaching you stuff hopefully that you didn't already know about. And new users have a lot of benefits like being able to use stuff without signing up for a new account. We have a lifetime membership that you can pay for if you don't like subscriptions like me. So that is Stuff version 2.2 and so much more. The full changelog notes will be in there that you can read through and kind of see everything that's new. But thanks again for coming along for the journey. It's so much fun to make this and to have you along for the journey. So I appreciate you being here. And again, always let me know what's keeping you back, if there's anything, from using Stuff as your full-time to-do list app, because I would love to have this help you to achieve your goals. So until next time, that was a lot. Hopefully I didn't talk too fast for you, but we'll see you then. And I hope you love the update. Thanks so much.